I'm Keith Dyer, editor of the Mobile Network here at Mobile World Congress 2026. I'm with George Kanuck, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Myriota, which is a satellite IoT company.
That's right.
TMN viewers and readers may know that we spoke to your company a year ago at Mobile World Congress, but for those who didn't manage to catch that, just tell us a bit more about the company and what you do.
Yeah, so we're a satellite telecom provider, and we focus exclusively on IoT, and we are incredibly passionate about making the customer experience at the edge the best it can be. And what does the best it can be mean? It means reliable, secure delivery of data from anywhere in the world, and do it in an incredibly cost-effective, low total cost of ownership model.
And how do you do that? What's the technology that you guys use to enable that?
Well, we have two networks, satellite networks. One is what they call a GEO or geostationary, and that is our newest network, Hyperpulse. That's what Ben Cade, our CEO, talked about last year at MWC. And that we did that because we wanted to offer low latency and larger data packet sizes transmitted around the world. We also have a LEO network. This was a little more familiar to people. This is something like you might see from a Starlink for consumers. We do that for IoT, Internet of Things, devices that are out in the field.
So in that year, what's changed for the company? Are you seeing much market momentum?
Yeah, we really are. The Hyperpulse launch last year was groundbreaking in terms of what we were offering. Again, low cost, 10-year field life devices. This is exciting for those people who are trying to track these remote assets around the world. However, what we're seeing change is, and we have a new device we just are showing off at this event called the Asset Hawk. We're now starting to use this in circumstances where maybe you were using mobile in the past, and now you're considering one device anywhere in the world to connect through satellite. This is a game changer for folks, and the total cost to run a system like this, there are use cases less than $1 a month to provide this kind of service anywhere.
And so what kind of customers would you have for that?
Yeah, so we're tracking, this is an asset tracker in particular, but it could be tracking an asset, it could be connecting to a smart meter, it could be focusing on something like a tank in a remote place to understand how much volume's in it. There are hundreds of millions of these devices around the world. Yeah.
But we're seeing here at the show, on the big conference stage, lots of press releases about, direct-to-device, satellite connectivity, end-to-end. How does that align with what you're doing? Are there advantages to each approach?
Sure. Well, the main things you're hearing about, and I heard some of the big carriers in the opening salvo of meetings talk about it, they're mainly focused on providing internet service to commercial and consumer customers. We're focused on the devices themselves that are out in the field. There's a difference there. The need for high bandwidth is not there for IoT. A big packet would be 20 kilobytes. That would be big. Sure. Sometimes it's bytes. And again, those devices also, you have to charge them often to keep them charged. We're looking for a device that we can deploy once and maybe not touch for a decade.
Okay.
Very different.
Yeah, but there are also standardized 3GPP, standardized NTN IoT plays coming along.
Yes.
Are you in that? Are you out of that?
We're in that. That's actually a great point. I spent a lot of time in mobile and IoT, but not satellite. Satellite's new to me personally within the last year. And I thought it was going to be all Wild West, and they're actually, because of standards, like from the 3GPP standards that exist, there's actually already an opportunity for customers to feel comfortable quickly, because they know out of the box we're going to meet the needs that they have and the standards they're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. And you're Chief Operating Officer,
yeah.
So I know the company's origins were Australian, is that right?
Yes.
So what's happening business-wise? Where are you seeing customers come from these days?
You probably noticed I don't have an Australian accent, so I am the first executive not in that market. The North America market and LATAM markets are huge for us. The opportunities are massive, and the types of deals we're working on are very large scale. The opportunity to have an executive in the North American market, I think, was first for Myriota, and it just shows that we have a global commitment to customers and partners, no matter where they are. But the use cases in the Western Hemisphere are huge, and so I think it made sense for us to have opportunity to lead in different countries, markets.
And I hope we do speak to you in a year's time, or even before, what do you think the market will look like for satellite IoT, and what do you think it'll look like for you guys?
Yeah, the market is growing. The awareness around satellite as a viable option for people is now actually helped by some of the splashy news about consumer internet. that makes it feel normal for people. And I've been in conversations even in the past year, 6 months, where the conversation starts as that's niche, and by the end of the conversation, the one person I spoke to at a very large corporation said, I guess it's not niche anymore.